Hey guys, so recently I've been really into finding out which makeup brands are cruelty-free and vegan, and during my research I've actually found that a lot of brands that I thought were cruelty-free and really against animal testing are actually contributing to animal testing in some way. And it's not always easy to find out this information because a lot of brands like to hide the fact that they contribute to animal testing by lying and saying we don't condone it, when really they have either parent companies or they sell in China. So I guess this video is a bit of a name and shame, but if you're not interested in like cruelty-free products and stuff, I still hope you learn something from this video. Before I get started, in very, very basic terms, there are two main ways that a company can get around admitting that they contribute to animal testing. So firstly, a brand that doesn't actually conduct any animal testing can be owned by what is called a parent company, such as L'Oreal, that do conduct animal testing and do sell in China. So when you're buying from that specific brand that is cruelty-free, you're still essentially funding the parent company that does. Some people have different opinions on this. Some people say that it actually just tells the parent company that they prefer to buy from cruelty-free brands. But in my personal opinion, you're still contributing to a company that profits off of sticking things in bunnies' eyes. So that's why some of these are on this list. And number two, a lot of brands that say that they're against animal testing also state that they would only do it if required by law. Now, the only country that requires animal testing by law is China. So if a brand sells their products in China, they have to conduct animal testing on their products before they're allowed to sell them, meaning that they care more about profit than they do bunnies, which is really shit. So I've got my little shade list over here, and we're gonna begin with a brand called Tarte. Now this is just such a shame, and I was really, really sad when I found this out because I love Tarte cosmetics. I think they're really, really good products. I love their lipsticks, and their brushes are really, really great. And they don't actually conduct any animal testing themselves. They were in fact bought out by a parent company called Coast. I hadn't heard of Coast before, but apparently they're notorious for doing animal testing. So as I explained, it basically means that even though Tarte don't conduct any animal testing themselves, and they are essentially a cruelty-free brand, if you buy from them, you're also giving Coast some profit, meaning that they can invest more into developing new products and testing on more animals. Now, one that might actually shock and disappoint a lot of people is Urban Decay, because they used to be cruelty-free before they were bought out by L'Oreal. So if you thought they were cruelty-free, you're not at fault. They used to be, but unfortunately they got bought by L'Oreal, who do conduct animal testing, who do sell in China. And this again is genuinely a real shame because Urban Decay products are wonderful, and they state on their website how they're against animal testing, but obviously being owned by a parent company, they can't hate it too much. Now, because I obviously love Lush products, a lot of people ask me, why don't you buy from the Body Shop? They're cheaper and they're also cruelty-free and stuff. Nuh-uh. They also got bought by L'Oreal a few years back. So yes, they are cruelty-free, but not really, because you're giving L'Oreal your money. And that is why I choose Lush over the Body Shop, basically, because they don't sell out to companies that test on bunnies. Now, another one that people think is cruelty-free is Burt's Bees. I don't know if they've ever been vegan. I mean, Burt's Bees, you'd think they'd have beeswax in, so maybe they're not vegan, but a lot of people thought they were cruelty-free. Sadly not. They have a parent company called Clorox, which I hadn't heard of before, but apparently they actually do test on animals. I mean, I don't think I'd buy anything that has an animal on the front as a selling point anyway, but that's just another one to bear in mind. They are owned by a parent company that do like to test animals, which sucks. And the last one for parent companies, which I was really disappointed about, was NARS. Now, NARS is more of like a top-end brand rather than a high street brand, but for ages I honestly thought NARS was cruelty-free, but they're actually owned by a brand called Shiseido. I don't know how to pronounce that, but apparently they contribute to animal testing and sell in China, etc. So those are all the ones that are owned by parent companies, and why? Why choose to be bought out and get lots of money when you know that, what's worse is when the brands say, oh, we're totally against animal testing, we hate it. Yeah, if you hate it that much, you wouldn't sell yourselves out to people that jab things in bunnies' eyes, would you? Sorry, I get mad. I get mad at the hypocrisy. That's all. Now, the next brands, I don't know if they have parent companies, but they're on my list simply because they sell in China. And as I explained, if you sell in China, you have to test on animals in order to put your products on the Chinese shelves, which is just, they're the only country in the world that do it. But obviously China is a massive market, and it just means that these brands that you're about to hear have chosen money over animals. So, I mean, business, I know, right? Business, money makes the world go round. I know the idea of business is to make money, but a lot of these brands talk about how they don't like animal testing. Well, stop doing it then. The first one, which I was really disappointed about, was Organics. This, I think, used to be cruelty-free. They are a shampoo and conditioner sort of hair care brand. You might have seen them in Boots where they got like coconut milk shampoo, those little round bottles. I honestly thought they were cruelty-free. Turns out they stock in China, which is such a shame. The next one is MAC. Now, this one particularly sucks because MAC used to be cruelty-free. They used to refuse to sell in China and they went back on their word and started selling in China. And now they say, we only do animal testing when it's required by law. The same old bullshit. And MAC make a lot of money. A lot of money. They are a massive brand and they don't need to sell in China to stay afloat, but they do for extra dollar. And the bunnies have to holler. This one may shock quite a few of you. Benefit. Benefit state on their website how they're against animal testing. They are on sale in Sephora in China. So next time you see Benefit and they're like, oh yeah, we hate animal cruelty. We think it's awful. All of our products are cruelty free. It's bollocks. It's bollocks. They sell in China, which means you're doing what you hate. Okay, right. And that is genuinely another one that I was so disappointed about. Along with MAC, actually, because Benefit, their professional is great. Just stop putting it in animals, you know? And MAC do some of the best lipsticks and probably one of my favourite foundations of all time. And I just don't want to buy from them anymore. Finding that out just made me really sad. Now, another brand that like to dodge this subject but do sell in China is EOS or EOS. You know those stupid little egg lip balm things? Yep. They sell in China. A really, really good blog called Logical Harmony, which I will link down below. Please check them out because this is where I got all of this information from. They're very reliable. They actually emailed EOS and after a lot of persistent emailing, they finally said, yes, we sell our products in China. Thanks for your interest. It was just that. They just finally admitted they sell in China, which means Bun Buns, not good, not good. The last brand that I'm going to mention, now this one I'm going to be pretty mad about. I actually had a bit of a Twitter fight with with the official Twitter for this brand over this. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know who I'm about to talk about. I'm sorry, America. Bath & Body Works are not cruelty-free. It says on their packaging, not tested on animals. It actually says that on the sanitizers that I have. And I honestly thought they were cruelty-free and I was just so sad about it. Now actually, before I get into the story, I will say they actually might be cruelty-free at the moment, but let me explain. So basically, Logical Harmony found out that Bath & Body Works' animal testing policy on their website had changed. This was a little while back, and so Logical Harmony emailed Bath & Body Works saying, oh, what's with this change? Could you give us a bit more information? And Bath & Body Works said, actually, it hasn't changed. It turns out that Bath & Body Works never used to say on their website that they would do animal testing if required by law. They only put it in a little while back, but they'd always believed in it. So everyone that thought Bath & Body Works was cruelty-free and bought from them was lied to. It was actually just hidden from them that they've always potentially been up for sticking things in bunnies' eyes if they could ever sell in China. I think this is probably the worst case of all of them, the fact that they had such a monumental cock up. They even admitted that this was just an awful shambles on their part, but I can't believe they left it out of their animal testing policy, which was public. You know, wow. Now the people who run their Twitter actually told me that they don't sell in China, which is why I said they might technically be cruelty free at the moment, but the fact remains that they would be willing to test on animals if it was required by law. So that means they're either selling or planning to sell in China. They were also really quite rude on Twitter, so they are absolutely never having my custom again. Even if they turn around and say, you know what, you're right, we're not going to sell in China, never going to do animal testing, I won't go back to them. They were just total dicks. Now obviously and sadly that's not going to be every single brand that tries to hide their animal testing policies. There are going to be more, and you can find out more on Logical Harmony. I will leave their link down below. It's a really, really good site. They do a lot of research. They email these companies to find out on your behalf whether your favourite brands are tested on animals. And I'm so sad. I'm so sad. However, as you shall find out in the next video, there are some pretty good cruelty-free alternatives that don't cost an arm and a leg. Yay! Let me know in the comments below, guys, what are your favourite cruelty-free brands? And I will see you in the next video. Catch you later! Leave the buns alone, please.